So my company, Black Eagle Data Analytics, and I have been doing a little web programming. We got something called Air Supply Solutions, the HVAC store. We also have my Amway shop and other things, but this little Air Supply Solutions is little HVAC guy. He's since retired. Wanted a website to see if we could sell some stuff on there with little or no marketing. We didn't sell much, so I'm about to close it. But I thought I'd show it off a little bit. It's a Wix site, so I mean this is not something just incredible. It's a canned site. Anybody really could take the time to do this could do this. It's even charging even $1,000 on this. This takes a lot of time to do, to be quite honest. The Wix site is kind of slow, for one. Even loading it to do anything, it seems to be from a distance. It's completely canned, automated, and everything else. But it does have a full website editor where you can go in and create pages and everything else. Now, normally on Pages, it's not a big deal to do the website editor. This is the site itself, Air Supply Solutions. The Solutions is the domain name itself. It's a .solutions, so it's those are just the two words in it. I include it into the name as part of the name for the marketing. I tried some social media marketing, everything else, but we were pretty much designed to sell one thing, that's Mr. Cool products. It's, as I said, the Air Supply Solutions is slow to load. I even had this preloaded to this page in this area. Website by B, Black Eagle Data Analytics. But the background graphic hasn't even loaded yet. This is a sharp, there it is. It's a sharp, clear solution, and it takes a moment for anything to load from Wix. But on the other hand, the amount of time it takes to have a web store where you can put products on here is takes a little bit of time too. If we scrolled up, part of the link, it might be this video that's loading. It's supposed to autoplay the video, but I have that turned off right at the moment. It's got a login, it's got home suggestions, like a contact sheet, and blog. People can blog in here and shop. That's not. And the background graphic, the guy who wanted the background graphic. He had tried Wix before, specifically said he wanted me to use Wix because he wanted something just like this. So I did. I didn't charge near enough, but it comes up with he wants to sell these DIY, do-it-yourself, second-generation mini splits. Just drop ship to the customer.
Mr. Cool DIY ductless mini split installation is simple and easy. First, make sure the indoor and outdoor units match. If they don't, contact your dealer immediately. Next, unpack the indoor unit to ensure you have all the required set of components like the wall template, wall sleeve, remote control, and so on. After choosing a good installation site, use the wall template.
So, kind of a neat little product, really. I got a YouTube video here, I'm linking to it. It's showing how to set it up. It's not that simple, really, but it's not complex either. So he wanted me to sell these things, sell these sites, just ship them to the customer, have them installed. Now, it's accessible through two different ways. You could select the store view, which you can scroll through the store apps on the Wix site, which is not bad. And I can go up here and label each one of these different groups. So the Olympus grows together if somebody wanted the big heater, or the Olympus wall unit compared to the Advantage wall unit. So these are, it's not a bad little store site, to be quite honest. It's not fast, but even going through and putting these things in one at a time without hard coding or anything else takes a little bit of time, because you have to put the images, you have to upload them, you have to type in all the information. It's data entry, but building websites for people, when even using a canned website, takes time. Do you want to pay a professional to do it, or do you want to do it yourself? No one bought the DIY things for a year, so I'm imagining they want professionals to do their HVAC, and probably the same thing for this. I think he had tried to do this himself, but I have a drop down with changes the price, etc., for each drop down for each different kind of unit. Price is up here. And it has a nice little cart you can add to, change the quantity. Different videos, just a nice little store site. Once it loads, it does a little bit better. I suppose it's loading a lot of back end. Lots of Cascade sheets being created on this. Now it has a next thing up here. I don't think I've ever used this before because I went straight to this one thing, but I imagine you browse products if you so desired to do so. Maybe not. Oh, there it is, yeah. It's the air handler. It's changing the URL up here to change the products. So if you wanted to browse the products one at a time, this is the Olympus. This is not a DIY. This is a professional install that comes in components, but still a mini split. And I thought this would sell because the Mr. Cool site here had us as an alphabetically listed AirSupplySolutions.com. We were the top listed vendor with our website there for them to click on it. So it turns out probably as soon as we did that, counting on that, you know, depending on a third-party site for your sales, Mr. Cool changed that to a map app, so we weren't even listed anymore. So we didn't get any. We had one person interested, and he canceled. The Mr. Cool site itself sells on Amazon, and it's in stores. It's there available to pick up. We don't have much value-added service creating a whole new website, but they wanted us to, and I was wanting to, and he paid for the cost for it. I probably won't do that again on percentage shares, or at least get a little bit of profit in a year, which I haven't seen any from this. But if I click on shop, it'll take us to more of a catalog type suggestion. Eventually, where it lists all the products we might have in a page. Comes up with a nice little blog type site where people go in here and do their blogs. The blog itself is probably the nicest feature. The blog allows users to come in here and insert pictures, wrap around text. It's pretty much a full word processor complete with images. A modern word processor for people to put their blogs into. I was kind of wanting to keep it up if it at least paid for itself to have a free blog site. I've gone in here and written blogs about the local camping trails, for instance. I should save this before I delete the site, I suppose. But again, the Wix site's terrible time loading. It just doesn't do it. As far as speed and agility on a website, this reminds me of back in the 80s in dial-up. Wix has not distributed their website out. If they are connecting to it, it might be from some remote place. High traffic. I think the slowdowns on their end, my web is a little bit faster than this actually. But the little blog sites are nice. I just wanted to show the pictures that a person can do on the blog site from the Wix. And there's different blog categories somebody can post their articles on. There's no real control of who is on which categories. It could be DIY articles, Swap and Shop, airing now, just some of the architects of Douglas, where the experts could chime in. I figured if there were blogs on here and people using the free blogs, that it would gain some interest. And you can tell the picture which had loaded before still isn't loading. That could have been cached in a different kind of place, since that was a picture that was to load. Oh no, that was a little video clip, actually. There it is. Just a 15-minute video clip from YouTube. But even that took time to load. It's just 8 seconds. It's just a little video. I probably just want to show this tank springs loading. So slow on Wix. If there was a reason not to use Wix, it would be this. It is so slow. And again, canned websites, still time consuming. I mean, it's an area of a word processor type thing, but the difference of typing an image, text in, and writing pre is not that different, except for the level of expertise. But anyways, hard to brag about the Wix, but you can put pictures and other things in here rapidly. Me and my dog hiking on a trip. The top of a mountain from the bottom. It's always kind of fun. Wow. This is even slower than usual. I always complain about the speed on this thing, but honestly, this is too slow to be believed. Compared to Facebook, for instance. I'm not running anything else. I meant this to be just as fast as possible to go through it. Facebook is, of course, bogged down a little bit, but faster than Wix. So that was the site, airsupply-solutions.com. I did a lot of social media on this thing. I pretty much posted it to every HVAC group around, but the HVAC guys really didn't like the idea of the DIY. The DIYs, it came across as putting them out of a job. So very little support from the HVAC community. Even when I offered them $100 on the back end, they were not interested, which was sad. But there's been newer products come out since the Mr. Cool with a higher energy ratings, and it's just an unknown brand. Even though it's in your local hardware store like Lowe's or Home Depot or somewhere, you'll probably see it on the shelves on the big store. But even with social media blanketing, going out there and engaging thousands of people in social media groups, having a web page, I did the whole 9 yards, where I was the commission to all these other different groups, HVAC for Life, Sheet Metal Roughnecks, blah blah blah, just a series of engagements I have tried to create and pages. No sales. So good effort, professional effort, as much as we could do, besides the slowness of the site. And I'm using cable here. I'm just surprised at how slow this has been becoming. Maybe it's not all Wix, maybe it is my connection. So if the site had been up there, perhaps you could get it like it better. But a full web presence, when we got Google Maps, we got everything that you could hope to have on a business. And I did this all on a percentage basis that we might get business, and I would have a 50% profit in shares in any profits. Any sales we made, I'd get half. Fate, fortuity, I'm not sure what you call it. But it's been 1 year, and I have to go to Wix because I am going to cancel this thing off. So, the entire marketing campaign here just about to disappear. I pointed to his business there, the HVAC business on 10th Street. He's my neighbor. The shop's here, and I live here. My little cottage website industry. Right here is where I live. It's my house. And this is the HVAC store. But nothing. We got nothing on the as far as sales. It was unmitigated in absolute non-sales. Thousands of engagements, people interested. People asking me how they can sell Mr. Google products, but weren't interested in buying. So, and I offered the $100 back and forth. Did post engagements. I spent some real time on this. I even made other stories about what to do and what not to do. Advertised that people could come and blog. Links from Mr. Cool himself. This is when I thought the Mr. Cool site would leak back to us, but they turned that off. That was a sales funnel that just disappeared. How great and eco-safe it's supposed to be. $33 notifications. I'd have 33, 50 notifications. Oh, did you see this one thing? 500,000 people reached. 2,000 people reached. It's just a product couldn't sell. Through my own manipulation, I was able to get thousands of people to engage. And look at this site. This Air Supply Solutions. 10,000 people have reached this. That means they've clicked on this, they've looked at it, they've come to my little site here, and actually 8,000 or 9,000 of these has been within the last month, the last 2 weeks really. The same 1,000 engagements. So I can make the presence, I can do the social engineering, but these little suckers for $18,000 a piece are half as efficient as what's out there and more expensive. And if somebody was interested in them, they could go to the local store and not have to wait a week for it to happen. So this is where I cancel airsupply.com. And I do believe my marketing effort has been sufficient, especially in the last week or so. Perhaps I could have done the social networking before, but I figure if it's not going to sell within 2 or 3 weeks, it's probably not going to sell. I mean, no orders as of yet. More of a last minute type thing, but if you can't bribe HVAC techs to sell your product, you might have the wrong product. Maybe it's just not name brand recognized. But that means I've had a couple of thousand techs look at this ad right here, the same one we started off on, that the homepage leads to. and no one would take $100 kickback on it. Dun dun dun. Of course, I could have used AWS and written a JavaScript or Perl script to have a marketplace or that type of idea. But the cart's nice. I mean, set up a cart takes some doing, really. I've already turned off the app. Cancel domain. Shutting the doors on airsupply.com or airsupply.solutions. I tried selling the domain to some Brits. Cancel plan. Domain airsupply.solutions will be unassigned from your store. At least I could have got a couple bucks out of that. Other, I suppose. No sense. Cancel now. There it is. It's Friday, it'll be gone Monday. That was 1 year of a service for a website up with the premium plan, the basic store, and the domain name. I was able, my cost in putting it up were minimal, $125 or so, 120. But the work that went into the website, at least 100 hours. At least 100 hours. So, at minimum wage and such, should have been $1,000 probably, no less. Well, thank you much.